Tipping the scales at a whopping 2,860 pounds, you don't need a Peterbilt to tow this one. Little 16 RV Airstream Bambi Sport Series landed down here at Advantage 1 RV. These are very different, they're very fun, certainly not for everybody, but it's what I call like a generational camper. If you're looking for not just the last RV you ever want to buy, but the last RV you ever want anybody in your family and your genetic bloodline to ever need to buy, that's where something like this comes in. There's not a whole lot in it that can rot, that can fail, that can do any of that. It's like an all aluminum frame, all aluminum skeleton, Goodyear tires, all kinds of fun stuff. This one's small, it's light, potentially minivan, SUV towable, and you don't tend to see these enter the used RV market, especially late model like this, with any sort of frequency. This is a rare find. Are looking, they tend to look upward. And I actually want to start by looking down here because right under the bench by the door, we have a handy storage drawer right there. It's very, very easy to miss. A couple things I like about that. Since it's not all boxed in, it gives you a little bit more like heel and leg room so that you can kind of tuck your legs under there a little bit more. Even when the drawer is retracted, it gives you a few extra inches. By the way, you see there's some household outlets and a cable TV hookup down there. So if you do feel like it, you could put a TV up on that little tabletop right there. I'm going to back you up just a little bit. I'm actually sitting on the bed right now. Back here in the bedroom, you'll see the factory TV. That's on a very long extension, double swing arm. So if you do want to face that out through this hallway where we're looking right now toward the table, you can do that too. But you could actually have like dual entertainment set up on this one, which I thought was pretty crazy. Now obviously we got the master bed back here. The front dinette also folds down into a sleeper that's roughly the same size. So this rear master bed, I think this is going to be a great camper for like a single individual really looking to get off in the sticks. If there's a couple of you and you are well acquainted, you could probably double up back here and make that work. I think it just depends on who. This is a specialized RV, and I think a person looking for special purposes for it understands those things. I don't think I need to over-explain that too much. Of course, the classic Airstream, almost like roll-up industrial garage style, cargo doors here. Those things are fantastic. It does a heck of a job, obviously, keeping your stuff in there. Our little stereo up here, just in case you were curious, and you see that little power point right there. If you wanted to turn that into like a little phone charging nook or something like that, you could. Of course, we've got that big wraparound front window, which can open for airflow, which is another one of the really signature facets of these. But especially with that sleeper right there, you want to be able to pull that curtain for some privacy if need be. Across from us here, our little kitchenette station. That fridge will be both electric and propane, and I like how they did this here by kind of recessing the stovetop to give us some counter space. Now, I think we all understand, once again, it is a little camper. They had to be very conservative, very creative with space and with storage, but it's fully featured. It's got microwave, stovetop, sink, fridge, freezer, all that stuff, because there is a freezer pocket in there, by the way. It's small, it's not under-equipped, and that's a key difference. And just a real quick look inside here, because once again, I want to make sure you get to see everything you can. There is that little freezer pocket I was telling you about. If I get all the way down here, actually a little storage pocket, easy to miss, because that drawer opens much, much further. It's easy to kind of block that off and miss the view of it. Get you a look inside the sink and the stove here. You can see they're not all banged up, stained up. In fact, I'm willing to bet that was never used for cooking. Similarly, that doesn't appear to have received a whole lot of use itself. You can see how, the cabinets aren't dirty. It's not like they left it out and unattended and a bunch of bugs collected up into the thing or anything like that. I'm not really seeing anything on this RV, inside or outside, that concerns me in that way, shape, or form. Whenever I see a late model trade, I'm always like, are you inheriting someone else's misuse or problems? And no, I do not believe that you are. Now, flipping around the other direction here, we have our bathroom. And it is what people would refer to as a wet bath, but in a little trailer like this, the fact that you have a bathroom at all, I think, is pretty sweet. But what's cool about this, and this RV in general, there's nothing that you have to worry about in here. This is all aluminum skinned and molded fiberglass. It's not like there's any wood that's going to rot if you use this for shower purposes or anything like that. I was testing the water, as you can see, to make sure everything worked, and it works fine. Got our porcelain bowl stool in there. I like that nice shelf space over the top of that wheel well as well. They line that up perfectly, so you actually have a place to, like, you know, put your body washes and shampoos and things like that. And I don't know what it is. I love a big window in a bathroom like that. It just feels like it really jazzes and classes the thing up, even though I would probably have it closed like the entire time. And that is a medicine cabinet, by the way. And I mean, just, you know, you could actually stand in here. You could do all 3 S's in this bathroom. I'm just not sure you could do them all at the same time. Now, moving backwards through the hallway? Under the rear bed, they did a great job splitting this inside and out because you have a large outside storage trunk. You see some doors to be able to access that if you need to. But down below here, we have a few things. Our furnace is kind of tucked away off in that little corner. They leave us some tote storage space, and that is our converter box. That's where all our fuses and all that kind of stuff are. Now, over here in the bedroom, up by what I'm going to call the headboard side, I think this is probably where you're going to put your head, because this is where you also have, if I move these out of the way, oops, I hit the light with my elbow there. You also have some like USB charging outlets right there for your phones. Up top, handy little shelf space, just like you have in the front. That's also what's kind of neat about this. They're very symmetrical front to back, side to side. Everything has a nice kind of lineup about it. And then once again, back here in the bedroom, we have that double swing arm TV. If you want to pivot that around for living room use, you can. You can use it here in the bedroom. And I like how they left plenty of room above the foot of the bed, so some big ox like me doesn't roll over at night and kick the TV off the wall, because I'm just that smooth, folks. And there she is, folks, in all of her glory. It's not every day I can stand only about 5 steps back and catch an entire RV broadside like this within the entirety of the video frame, but this little one, simple and easy, and that's what's nice about it. If you want to go in those little tight spots where it's hard to take a bigger trailer off-grid, or you just don't want something giant to tow, you have a more conservative tow vehicle, you don't want to give up your nice daily driving SUV, for instance, that's where something like this really, really comes into play. And one of the things that helps make that happen is the tire and suspension package here. So these are riding on Goodyear Endurance radials. They're using the best tire available for towing RVs. And similarly, they're using a suspension that a lot of our regular viewers are going to be familiar with. Just like Rockwood, they're using a torsion axle and suspension system. Now, the interesting thing here is Rockwood didn't adopt that from Airstream. Airstream actually adopted that from Rockwood. Regardless of where it came from, the fact is that it's here, and especially in a small trailer like this, there is no better way to have smooth ride and handling to get to the destination. So once again, with those lighter duty tow vehicles, not that you couldn't hook up to this thing with a half ton, just that I think a lot of people are looking at something like this for the weight conservation reasons, not to mention the longevity, and they don't want to give up their everyday vehicle just to have a dedicated tow vehicle for some occasional camping. And if ever there was a time for that wraparound front windshield that those Airstreams are just known for, this little one was definitely the time for it. And again, it's crazy how it's, you know, it has all the body features of a big Airstream just in a little bitty package. Like that front propane box that they build, basically. All those unique different little things. There is, if you look in front of the tire, just down below, I don't know if you're really seeing it well down there, but there is a sewer hose caddy, because you do have limited storage capacity on any small trailer, not just this one. They wanted to make sure you didn't have to mix that with the rest of your camping stuff, which, speaking of which, I take great pleasure, I think, in saying this one sure has a lot of junk in its trunk, if you're picking up what I'm putting out. But look at all this stuff. All these handy little totes, the wheel wedge blocks, extension cords, all that stuff. As far as I can see, the previous owners are basically just done camping for now, and they intend for all that stuff to go with the sale of this RV. That ain't all bad. She's got that rear view camera. I still have a handheld monitor for it inside. Low profile air, so you're not sticking up too high. Might still be able to fit into a... Now, I would say fit into a garage. Obviously, we have these big giant RV doors here, but a more residential sized garage, you might be able to park this thing easily or off in the corner of the barn, pull it out when you need it. But frankly, even if you do store it outside, that's the idea behind an Airstream as compared to a more conventional RV. You know, these things are as close to time capsules as a camper can really get. So what do you think of this little cutie? This is fun. That's a fun little camper. Not the kind of thing you see every day. I tell you, I get so numb to this. When I get to see something fun and different and exciting like this, I really gravitate toward it just because I get kind of numb to it, you know? It's nice to shake things up a little bit. So leave me a couple comments. Let me know, what do you like about it? Do you have any questions? Is there something you change? Whatever the case may be, let us know, and I'll do my best to fill in the blanks. And short of that, give us a call. We only do everything, whether you need hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, a truck and a trailer, you need a package deal, you need it delivered, or anything in between. We do all that stuff, folks. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and have an A1 day, everyone.